A resolution authorizing the Division of Purchasing to issue a request for proposals for a feline spay-neuter voucher program.
So this is to expand the TNR program, this and item 49, and add a voucher program for residents to trap feral cats. This program will help reduce the number of feral cats in our community and promote responsible pet ownership. The town will be covering the cost of this program for the remainder of the year, which will allow residents to have their cats spayed or neutered, receive necessary vaccinations, and receive proper care during the recuperation period. I will encourage residents to take advantage of the program when it's in place and help us address the issue of feral cat overpopulation in our community. I offer the resolution and move.
We have cards
We have
on
some
this.
people who want to be heard.
Yeah. It's
How do you like being here for the whole meeting?
Stuart Kroll.
This is just the beginning.
It's Stuart Kroll.
Hi. You know, it's a strange coincidence that today, actually, I found out that the October TNR program, the once monthly thing, was actually canceled. Apparently there was a scheduling conflict with the vet or whatever, but this is sort of apropos to showing why a voucher program is needed. You can't rely on one thing because it'd be 2 months in between anything being done. Anyway, it's my sincere hope that tonight the town takes the first step, albeit a small one, toward improving the lives of cats that have suffered and died on the streets of North Hempstead for a great many years. We will focus tonight on the passing of a voucher program to enable town residents to have outside cats fixed in a much expedited and more convenient manner. As was pointed out with our woefully inadequate once-a-month program, residents basically had to successfully trap and hold cats the night before the scheduled date, given the possibility of inclement weather and the unpredictability of trapping. This made the program difficult to utilize. Our town residents should now be able to get an appointment within a few days of catching a cat. The cost to the resident will be minimal. I would be remiss without thanking Councilwoman Del Monte and Lurvy for their initiative and support in this matter. As I anticipate the support of Supervisor DeCenter, many thanks to her as well. This program will be a step forward in limiting the geometric explosion of unfixed cats on the street. Animal advocates will continue tirelessly working towards the construction of a cat shelter, but tonight we will all hopefully enjoy taking a small but positive step forward. I urge all of our elected officials to show compassion and do the right thing by voting for both items on tonight's agenda.
Nina Gordon.
Well, I also want to offer thanks to Councilwomen Lurvy and Dalamonte for meeting with us 3 times at least to discuss the need for this program. And I want to make a request. When you issue the RFP, I hope you will also let all the animal advocates that have been speaking here so frequently know about it, because we are the people that know a lot of the veterinarians that might be interested in participating. Just putting a notice in Newsday, it may get overlooked. But if you put the word out to us, we can pass the word to the many cat people on Long Island. And I just want to tell you a brief story. 2 weeks ago, my phone rang and I answered and they said, "Is this the cat lady of Great Neck?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I guess so. Who's calling?" It was the Nassau County 6th Precinct. Someone had found a cat in the wheel well of a car and someone told them to call me. And luckily for me, it was right across the street from where I live, but there's no place to take this cat. I was able to catch the kitten. And again, because I know a lot of people, I was able to contact someone who lives in Belmore who was able to get the cat into the Last Hope Shelter program. So I'm really grateful for this, but I hope we can continue working towards a permanent solution.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cat lady Nina Gordon, you know, all of you have done such a good job educating us in what is needed. This is just the first step, but we will need you. You know, we've talked before about the town has issued RFPs in the past and only one company has responded. So we will definitely be in touch with you. We will need you to get the word out.
Yep.
So that we get the most qualified, so we can choose, right, from several qualified.
Because you've
and
got
pick
a
the
lot of
most
qualified vets in North Hempstead. Hopefully we don't have to look outside of the town to find.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Come to the microphone, please.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. First question is,
Can you just say your name?
David Bernacci, Pets for Love. No disrespect to the town, because I know you do RFPs all the time, but the department that actually writes up the FRP or RFPs, are they aware of cats and surgeries and care and everything that's involved with? If not, I would request, and I want to thank Ms. Del Monte, Lurvy, and DeSena, but if we could possibly have another meeting to go over some things for the protection of the cats, that would just make me feel more comfortable, because you guys have been great, but I don't know the department that actually writes up those.
We can continue to follow up with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I offer the resolution and move for its adoption.
Councilman Triano,
Aye.
Councilman Zuckerman,
Aye.
Councilman Walsh,
Aye.
Councilman Lurvy,
Aye.
Councilman Demi,
Aye.
Councilman Delamonte,
Aye.
Supervisor DeSena.
Aye.
Item number 49, a resolution authorizing the transfer allocation of funds for a feline spay neuter voucher program. We have a card on it, on this. Stuart Kroll.
Okay. I offer the
I have-
resolution.
I have
Oh,
a
yeah,
question.
sure.
How much is being transferred and from where?
$15,000, and the funds are being transferred from the proceeds from the closing of the sale of town property to Archangel Michael Greek Orthodox Church of North Hempstead.
And
How many spay or neuters will 15,000 pay for?
It averages about $90 per cat,
Okay, that's cheaper than I expected.
because the vets, when they're doing this.
Nina.
the vets-
yes,
Yeah,
speak,
Mike.
speak of them.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, when you go to a vet and take a private pet to be neutered or spayed, it could be hundreds of dollars, $600 for a female. But the vets, as has been done with the clinic, the vets that work with feral cats understand, and they do it at a greatly reduced rate. I think Helping Paw charges 90 or 95, so it's generally around 100.
And that would depend on who answers the RFP, right? I mean,
No, most vets,
no,
I
no,
mean,
but I mean, we had to put out an RFP, and depending upon who responds to the RFP, the price is up in the air. I understand that it's 90 for most vets, but let's see what happens when they offer a service to the town of North Hempstead. You know,
but they're offering a service for feral cats.
I understand that.
They do generally offer a lower
Yeah,
price.
good, good. That's, you know what I'm saying? In other words, and wasn't this 40 and it went down to 15?
But you gotta remember,
Prorated.
you're only to the end of the year. By the time the RFP comes back, we're probably not even gonna spend this full 15.
Will be in next year's budget.
Well, I haven't looked at the budget yet, but I don't know if the voucher program is included in the budget for next year. So we have to look at that.
So the explanation why it went from 40 to 15 is that it's late in the year?
Yes,
It's late in the
prorated
year.
for the rest
It's
of the year.
Prorated.
But an RFP hasn't even been sent out yet, so, and
Right,
it's
so
middle
we-
of October.
Well, that's why
early
we're
October.
hoping, we have, the RFP is ready. It's ready to go. So hopefully by the end of this week, and I do have your list that you have sent, Nina, thank you very much, that I have provided the purchasing department. So I am hoping that, within a week, this RFP will be out.
Who wrote the RFP?
Maura, when she was here.
And this resolution will allocate $15,000, but we didn't get any answers to the RFP.
We didn't know the RFP has never been sent out. It was a
Right.
draft. So when we met with, we realized that the voucher program. So for anyone, I learned a lot from all of you, and I really, really thank you for educating me. The voucher program is, we have programs within the town, but a feral cat. So if I had an appointment today, I have to go and trap that feral cat last night. Now, that cat might not be there. It might, you have to try and plan around when your appointment is. With the voucher program, I know you're all shaking your head. I learned a lot. With the voucher program, so tonight, say I went home and I caught a feral cat. With the voucher program, then I can call up and get an appointment. So it's a lot different because feral cats are very hard to trap. So that's why it's great to have this voucher program as an alternative, because when you catch it, you're like, okay, I caught it. Now I can bring it to the vet. I can make the appointment. With the appointments that are every month, you have to like literally try and go out there all day and try and catch that feral cat. And that's why this voucher program is such a great way, because you caught the feral cat and then now you can bring it right to the vet.
And do the requirements still remain that you have to keep keep the cat protected in a shed or in a garage for a period of time after you return it? 1 second.
The difference between going to the monthly clinic is a vet may hold the cat for you. If you have a voucher, then maybe you can leave the cat at the vet for 2 days.
That would depend on the RFP response.
It depends on what you negotiate
That
with
would
the
depend
vet.
on the response from the RFP.
That would depend on the trapper negotiating with the vet.
Right.
I might be willing to take the cat home and recover it in my house. Somebody else might not be able to, and they'd say to the vet, listen, could I leave the cat with you for 2 days and pay you an extra boarding fee so the cat could recuperate there? But we don't have that option now. The one last thing I want to say is that just because, Marianne, you said we educated you. Education is so important in this whole thing. There are people in the town that it's not that hard to trap a cat, but people say, oh, I can't trap a cat. It's really, if we educated people, if we got the Girl Scouts involved, New York State Education Department has a requirement for teaching humane education. And this is a great way that the town could partner and educate people about the importance of this. Thank you.
You're absolutely right. With your question, it would depend on, that's why I was curious about the RFP, but if it's written up already, it should be
Well, it's written
in,
up, but it can always be changed. We can
it
set up a
should be
meeting.
part of the RFP with the state whether or not they can, hold them or not.
And that should be included in their agreement.
Correct.
Not just
And just for your end of year, let's say 5 days a week they do the voucher programs. 10 cats, a minimum, there's not much, 10 cats a day for 40 cats. 10 cats a day for 40 days. If it runs for 2 months is about $36,000.
We have 15.
Yeah. So I know you're prorating it to the end of the year, but having a bunch of vets do 10 cats a day is not a lot. And, for even if we get 2 months out of it, that 5 days a week, you're still talking closer to 40 than 15.
Well, won't you have the same issues that you have now of trapping them the night before and not being able to?
No.
Well,
No,
what if a
like
vet-
I've always said, our biggest problem with trapping the cats for TNR is a place for recovery.
Okay.
Because they can't go right out because of the anesthesia. People have done it, and you hear the stories, they got run over by a car because they don't know how to cross the street. They're not aware. But trapping a cat, we have things that we do, and if we have an appointment a certain day, we will actually start trapping 2 or 3 days before, setting up the drop trap, but not so it can catch the cat, so they get used to going under and eating it. And the day before we go there, they're used to it. We set it up to do it properly, and boom, you get them 90% of the time. But
And what happens if the vet doesn't have an appointment for 3 days or a week?
no, well,
There'll be like a panel.
yeah, if
of
you have
vets.
multiple vets, which you can guarantee we're all going to be putting pressure on all the vets we work with to step up and do the right thing and hopefully get you more than you need to do this. But it's the proper things that are needed. Are they going to be able to recover? And because that's most of the time is people make appointments, they can't find a place for the cat to recover, so they don't trap.
Or you have to have it recover in your garage.
Somebody's garage, a spare room.
Well,
But there
in a
are certain
garage,
vets.
you
There
go-
are certain vet. Now I don't know if there's going to be any local, but there are vets who will. There are vets who will. Part of their plan will be 3 days recovery,
Okay.
and then you go back and you pick them up.
And that depends on what they bid in the RFP, what they agreed to.
Or the specifics.
Yeah, the specifics of the RFP, and $15,000, it's good, it's gonna go fast.
Yeah, but again, you gotta understand, it's a matter of people, whether you're on the rescue end, the vet end. We're gonna be looking for vets that, we're in business to make money, but also love animals. And for them to actually, most of them to actually house a cat, the feral cat, for a few days to recover, doesn't cost them a dime. So, they made a couple cents for food, but it's not gonna cost them. And they're doing it for the animals, and that's part of the
Well, I hope
RFP,
you're
you're gonna
correct and we
know.
find these people that you're referring to.
I'm sorry?
I said, I hope you're right and we find these people that you're referencing, that you're speaking of.
Yes, and we will
Put in
help
that
once the RFP goes out and you let us know, yes.
Okay.
we will.
Thank you, that's all.
Wait, come back to the microphone.
Vets. Great Neck Animal Hospital works for our Friends Rescue. They work with Give Me Shelter Project. These vets already charge reduced rates to volunteer rescues. So I'm sure they will be willing to work.
Anybody else?
I just want to say that it's unusual for us to be transferring the funds now when we haven't even issued the RFP, because the point of the RFP is that we're soliciting competitive bids, and we've already signaled this is the amount of money. So it's unusual to be transferring this at the same time as issuing the RFP.
I think we're trying to show the residents that we stand firm to fund this program, at least for the rest of the year. I don't know if it's in the budget for next year. I haven't looked at the budget, that deep yet. But I think it's really important that we show the residents that we're walking the walk.
We're committed.
We're committed.
If we vote yes, then we're committed.
Okay, so let's vote.
Okay. I offer the resolution and move for its adoption.
Councilman Triano?
Aye.
Councilman Zuckerman?
Aye.
Councilman Walsh?
Aye.
Councilman Lurby?
Aye.
Councilman Adami?
I think it is a little premature to move the funds already and allocate them, but I'll vote aye.
Councilman Delamonte?
Aye.
Supervisor DeSena?
Aye.
Item number 50.
Recess.